They had a great sectional tournament in front of the home crowd, and they knocked off the #2 team in the country. The UW-Whitewater women's basketball team is now 2 wins away from the national title in Division III basketball. Head coach Keri Carollo and players Cortney Kumerow and Kaitlyn Thill are this week's guests on Issues and Ideas. Welcome to the special edition of Issues and Ideas. I'm Andrew Mindham, and my guest today is Keri Carollo, Kaitlyn Thill, and Cortney Kumerow, players and head coach from this year's women's basketball team. After impressive wins over 2 quality opponents, including a 5-point victory over #2 Hope College on Saturday, and UW-Whitewater has earned a spot in the D3 Final Four. Keri, Cortney, and Kaitlyn, thanks for joining us today. Friday night's game, first we're going to recap Friday night's game over Simpson. It really showed, how physical of a team you guys really are. The game had 15 different ties and lead changes in the first half until you guys went on an 11-0 run in the second half to finally, grab full grasp of that game. How has your team been able to physically outlast other teams this year throughout the games?
Well, I think the key definitely is our bench. We can play a lot of different people in different positions, and each player coming off the bench gives us a little bit different look, which helps us and creates an opportunity for us to really get after teams and play full court for 40 minutes. And I really felt like we were able to match Simpson's athleticism as well as their ability to play an up-tempo style of game. And our bench is key to that, really being able to come off and really give us that punch that we need when players get tired.
And for Cortney and Kaitlyn, how does that help to have players that can come out on the bench and really give you guys quality minutes of rest, knowing that they're going to be out there and, continually pounding away at the other team?
I think it's awesome because I was saying this, I think we were both on the bench a couple games ago, and I was like, our team's so good. Like, everyone on our team is clutch. Like, you don't have to worry if you're going out, like, oh no, I got to get a rest and get back in. Like, you can sit there and feel confident at whoever's going in the game that they're going to make a play if we need it to happen, and that's what we do. And I think that's why our team is so solid, especially against other teams that don't have as deep of a bench.
I think also everyone brings out a different aspect, so it's hard to defend a lot of different players and everything.
So following Friday night's victory over Simpson, how were you able as a coach, Carollo, to keep your team in balance between celebrating Friday night's victory and preparing for Saturday night's game?
That's a good question. Because we really want to make sure that we enjoy the run that we're on, or the ride that we're on, I guess, for lack of better words. But at the same time, really maintain our focus and make sure that we don't lose sight of the ultimate goal, which is to win a national championship. So to play back-to-back nights is tough, and I think I have to attribute a lot of our toughness to our conference, and that we're able to play a 16-game stretch where every single night you have to show up and play. And so I think that a lot of our ability to be prepared and our toughness and our ability to bounce back from one night to the next has a lot to do with how tough our competition is in our conference.
And how does that affect you two as players, playing back-to-back games like that?
Sometimes it's tough, but that's why we work really hard throughout the year. We have tough practices back-to-back, so then when you go into games are easy. And sometimes it's different. Some games are tougher and more physical than others, but you just have to get in the mindset that you're just not tired. And you're not tired and you love to run. That's what I say to myself. So that's all you got to do.
Yeah, I would say you got to focus one game at a time, and after you get that win on Friday, you just have to be mentally into the game and physically, mentally into that game, the next one. So,
As a coach, how does it help having already played a team in the year, knowing and only having a day prepare for that? How did that help to have already played Hope at least one time this year?
Right, it helped a lot, I think, because they play a completely different style than what we're used to seeing in our conference. So having that opportunity to really see what they're capable of doing because of their size and their length and how they're really able to get out and pressure us on the perimeter was extremely helpful for us as coaches to prepare and give our players some options to be able to handle that pressure. And And again, just to give them some confidence and that belief that they can beat them, even though we had lost to them earlier in the season. So I definitely think it was an advantage for us, and also just that fact that Hope had beaten us, so they thought they were going to beat us again. So I think sometimes teams kind of take that for granted and really, they kind of overlook teams when they've beaten them earlier in the year.
And that leads right into my next question, and this is for the players. How did it help your confidence going into that game, starting out 17-4? I mean, you guys were up 7. You jumped up big on Hope. How did that build your confidence throughout that game?
I think that that was a big key because, we didn't score very much in the first half when we played there, but that was a big confidence booster, and I think we also had a lot of more confidence because we were playing at home, so that was a big factor in that too.
Yeah, I think it was huge that we got a big lead on them in the beginning, especially because they did that to us the first time we played them. So that was a revenge game. We wanted to get them back, and we wanted to go play at their house without them there, knock them out. And it's just really fun, especially when we get going in black, when the guards are up front and doing their thing. And yeah, we were just getting to the basket on them, which I think is really what helped us out this time that we didn't do in the first game.
And on D3hoops.com, you guys said flip the switch, which is exactly what you guys said. So we will be back. Let's take a quick break, and we'll be back with more issues and ideas with the head women's basketball coach, Keri Carollo, and players Cortney Kumerow and Kaitlyn Thill.
Turn us on. Flip them off. 91.7 WSUW. 91.7 is a student-run radio station serving the Whitewater area with a variety of original programs, live sports broadcasting, community events, and more. So turn us on, 91.7 FM, or stream us live at 917theedge.com.
The James R. Conner University Center on UW-Whitewater's campus is a gathering place for students of various cultures, backgrounds, and lifestyles. The UC is a great source for information, campus tickets, meetings, entertainment, food, gallery exhibits, workshops, and all of your hot card needs. Whether you're looking for a place to study between classes or just a place to hang out with friends, the UC is the place for you. For more information on the UC, please visit uc.uww.edu or go to facebook.com/uc.uww.
I guess one thing that makes me different is my creative sense in LU. I'm very cheery.
I'm the only Latino that's in theater.
What makes me like the members of LU is we share culture.
We all just get along.
Like one big family. Anybody can join and enjoy each other's friendships. Anybody who wants to learn about mainly Latinos.
Who likes diversity.
Somos diferentes, somos uno.
Are you bored on campus? Then come down to Warhawk Alley in the University Center. We have everything you need to take a break from your studies and have a great time. So come blow off some steam with our air hockey, darts, foosball, video games, 8 top-of-the-line Brunswick pool tables, and our 10-lane bowling alley. We have nightly specials, blacklight bowling, tournaments, and tons of chances to win prizes. For more information or to set up a reservation, call Warhawk Alley at 262-472-5681.
Because UWW-TV is a learning institution, we try to get all of our staff members involved, even our technicians.
Dan, the Bears aren't that good. I mean, Jay Cutler can't even win an NFC championship game.
Oh, you don't have to tell me twice. Just see how he looks. Keri, what do you think?
I totally agree, guys. That'll move the change. Touchdown, Celtics. Brewers. I mean, touchdown, Brewers. No?
Welcome back to Issues and Ideas. I'm Andrew Mindham with UW-Whitewater's head coach, Keri Carollo, and players Cortney Kumerow and Kaitlyn Thill. Coach Carollo, this question is for you. I don't know if you were aware of this, but all 4 teams that hosted the Elite 8 advanced to the Final Four. how huge has it been having home field advantage for the tournament?
It's very important, obviously, by the outcome of the different sectionals. So for us, it was a great advantage. We did not think we were going to host because Simpson College is the #1 seed in their region. So we thought for sure, since they were kind of centrally located between the 4 teams, that they would host. But fortunately for us and unfortunately for them, they're doing some construction on their facility. So we were able to host, which for our team specifically, it's important because we definitely play better at home, and also to be able to have a chance to play Hope College on our court, and like these young ladies said, to be able to get that revenge game and have an opportunity to play them on our floor was big, and to have our fans there and our families there is really important to our players. And I think to bring it home to Whitewater and to be able to bring that back to our students was important for us.
And how does that help you guys play, more? Do you have more, are you motivated more when you're playing in front of your home crowd like that?
I am, because our student section was phenomenal, and I can hear like our parents behind us, and they just love coming to see us, and we love seeing them in the crowd.
Definitely the same thing. Having our fans there is great, and our parents are there, grandparents, everybody. Hear my brothers yelling at the refs for me, so that's what I like to hear. But no, being at home is everything. It's great to be at home.
So there are now 4 teams left in the D3 in the country. They are Amherst, Williams, and DePauw. How do you guys feel you match up against these 3 other teams?
Well, I think, we play Amherst first, and, depending on the outcome of that, we'll see whichever team after that. But coming out of the East, different type of basketball than what we'll see in the Midwest. They're definitely a half-court team. They play about 7 or 8 girls. So we're hoping to really make it as much of an up-tempo game as we can and really get out and press them as much as we can, and really get into our bench and really try to wear them down as much as we can. But when you get to this time and this point in the season, every team is good, every team is solid, and we just have to make sure that we do what we do. We stick to our routine. We do the same thing every day in practice, the same routine throughout the week, and I think that if we really stay focused and really push to do the things that we do well, I think we're going to be in really good shape.
So just last year, the men's basketball team won themselves the national championship. How big would it be for you guys this year, for your team, for your program, to do the same?
It'd be great. Yeah, we are lucky because we have had not only our men's team, but multiple programs at Whitewater have won national championships. So these guys got to see firsthand, our men go through the tournament and have great success. So I think that's definitely helped us. It's definitely motivated them to really want that same feeling and that same thing for our program. But we're fortunate. We are very, very lucky to be a part of this institution, as well as our athletic department, where all of our teams are very successful.
So for Kaitlyn and Cortney, any other final thoughts for Friday's game? Feeling overwhelmed, excited? How you doing? Because I know you got school and everything else during the week, but how do you prepare for that mentally for Friday night?
I'm just excited to go. It's going to be a once-in-a-lifetime experience. I'm a senior, so this is never going to happen to me again. And I'm just happy that the last possible week of basketball ever for me is guaranteed. Can't go any farther. So I'm just so happy for that. And yeah, I just got to focus one game at a time, and that's it. 1-0.
I'm excited. It's a once-in-a-lifetime chance, definitely.
Fair enough. All right, well, that's it. We've heard from Coach Carollo, from Kaitlyn, Thill, and Courtney Kumerow. Best of luck to you guys in Holland, Michigan, and in the Final Four. We've been talking to UW-Whitewater basketball head coach, Coach Carollo, players Kaitlyn, Thill, and Courtney Kumerow. I'm Andrew Mindham, and you have been listening in to Issues and Ideas. Thanks for joining us.